Alright, this is the third time trying to make this video. My Katsu opponents keep conceding, which is not fun, but third time's the charm. So, um, not playing the frailty traps means I gotta throw in these rabbles. It's not great, but we'll see how it goes. Um, General strategy in this matchup is to block extremely well with 2 and 3 cards, come back with the best 1 card possible, and yeah, just kind of go from there. This is always a very scary turn, especially if you don't have a D react. If he's going to have a 4 card hand, you're going to have to block out. So anything I can do to try to either disrupt him or not allow him to sculpt his hand. In this case, I'll probably try to keep the backstab in arsenal, meaning could do like a dagger into a surgical, which is pretty mean. Because he's going to have to block probably with 3 of his 4 cards. Warblungers doesn't really do a lot on its own. Alternatively, I could just backstab and make him block out. I'll just go with the whole dagger into surgical. Although there's a case to be made while he doesn't want to fill up his bin. You don't want to let him fill up his bin um, with extra cards early. I could just backstab and force 2 more cards and save the surgical, which is kind of nice, and then I can arsenal the plunder. Don't really like plunder in arsenal, but yeah, let's see what he does. Give him an opportunity to make a mistake. So he's going to block with 2 cards, but at least I get to keep my disruptive card. That's the difference. And I got a surging strike, which is pretty good. And I got a piece of armor. This is excellent. Oh, and he is opting not to waste his armor. Okay, that's still fine. The question is, do I want to use up my surgical? No. Save that for next turn. And worst case scenario, I'm blocking with 4 cards, and I got Plunder the Poor from Arsenal, which is probably the right play. So we'll see what he throws at me, and then I'll walk you through the thinking on the lines. He's running more than 60 cards, so he's probably running Reinforce the Lines, Sinks, and Flax. That's usually why they go above 60. So this Command and Conquer backstab combo is going to be very good. And depending on how threatening his hand is, we'll be able to read whether he has a D-React or not. Now, for Kodachis, what I typically do is I always let the first one hit, and then if he comes in with a second Kodachi on a 4-card hand, I'll block it with my black text right away. And really what it's trying to do is just stall that mass trigger. All right, so it's a dagger into surging. This one, so there's really 2 scenarios. One scenario is he doesn't have the natural bonds turn, which is the surging into whelming into, or surging into descending into bonds, and he doesn't really have a lot in his graveyard. So I don't think he's got the natural line, but what I don't want to do is allow him to trigger the Katsu trigger. So what I'll probably do is just 2-block this. Even if he's got an Art of War or an Ancestral, he won't be able to get his Katsu trigger, which means he'll probably just come in for 4 right here, which I can take. Um, Be like water. He doesn't really have the resources to do a lot with this, because yeah, you'd have to like break strap and then pay. Yeah, there's just no way this is doing anything threatening. He's only got 1 card in hand, so it's just gonna do 3, and he's gonna arsenal that probably. Probably. I could be wrong, but there's no combo line from this. I mean, if it's a bad card, he might like get 100 wins or something. Just do 3 more damage or do 4 more damage, which I don't really care about. there's a case to be made for just like blocking this with backstab and coming in with plunder the poor, but we'll see what he does. Dishonor? Really? I think he just wants to get it in his bin so that he can get it out with bonds if he wants it later. Which means I'm going to block with backstab on the dishonor and then just come in with plunder the poor because I don't really want to waste the command and conquer on an empty arsenal. Not a great block, but yep. So he's thinking, oh, I got Flusterfist now online with my bonds, so like he can banish a Flusterfist to go get on his bonds turn. So he probably won't block this, which is too bad. He's gonna have another 4-card hand. But never know. You can banish some juicy hits. Surging Strike is juicy. All right. So we got the dagger, CNC online. So blocking with 3 cards, which is great. And just keeping in mind that Shred is better pitched than Warmongers, um, so now it's just a question of which to block. Um, I will, if he daggers a second time, once again, I'll block with the black text. I don't know if he's deciding what to do or if the game is lagging. All right. Take 1. So this is interesting. If he's got Ancestral, this is going to hit, and then it's going to represent a Surging Strike. It doesn't have combos, so he can't Breaking Scales it. He did already block with a Razor, so he does have Razors. I mean, if he's got Ancestral, he's got Ancestral. I still have 2 cards I can block with. He had Ancestral. So now he's going to do a Bonds turn. So it's probably going to be 3 into Descending, into Bonds, into... It's going to be like 11 more damage. I'm going to block 6 of it. The most important thing is I don't let him hit with Mask, which is going to be the next chain. Which means I'm probably going to have to double block this next attack. And keep in mind Breaking Scales. You basically you're trying to force the Katsu to have to draw really well to try to beat you. This game's pretty early, even life, so don't like falling behind early in the game, but then again, haven't like been able to really disrupt him. Haven't played any codex. And whenever I say disrupt, I'm thinking to myself like, have I gotten something with a command and conquer, a surgical, or a shakedown? And I haven't. This shakedown I blocked with in turn 0. Surgical I blocked with. So this guy is taking forever. So let's count his surgings. So 1, 2, 3 surgings played out of probably 6, which is excellent. He's also playing Be Like Waters, which he's already played 2. And these are his best chain starters, meaning he really does need the Surging Strike to get the whole descending bonds going. He's probably still trying to figure out what he's doing. He's figuring out his pitch. Shouldn't be too difficult because descending is free, bonds is free, Ulster Fist is free. Oh my god. I'm going to fall asleep watching this. All right, he finally did his thing. Surging strike it is, and this will be a McGinty. Interesting. So this must be a whelming. So definitely not letting this hit. Block. Block normally, and then we have 5 after this. I have to block because he can combo it. And we do not want this to trigger. So we'll probably Crown of Providence block it just so we can. So he does have the breaking scales. So option A, just 2 block it. Which is probably the right play. It's like Command and Conquer is not doing anything. Or block it with Crown. Just 2 block it. Call it a day. It is what it is. Command and Conquer doesn't do anything. He has no arsenal. Ugh. So I still haven't drawn any of my reacts, which is fine. Concealed Blade, Dagger. So keep that in mind. He's got that in his deck. So I'm thinking my best line is Scar into Dagger into CNC. So I'm thinking blocking with these two. I don't think unless they're running like 12 reacts, I don't think I've ever had an issue with fatigue. So I'm not super worried about. Yeah, I love this line. This is like my favorite line because like, I'm never worried about it. Just block it. If he hits, it's just more damage, which I don't worry about damage in this matchup. I worry about bonds turns with extra mass triggers and stuff like that. So this is like kind of sad that he thinks that breaking scales is worth it on 100 wins, but you know, teach their own. Wasn't even on a mask. I think this is a really poor play. I don't even think he blocked with breaking scales. I guess he really wanted to. I guess he's got descending in his hand. So we definitely need to block this because we don't want him to get the mass trigger. So it's just going to be 4 and 4 after this. So it's 8. Alright, this is only have to block 3 because Surging Strike wasn't the last. That's why I don't think 100 Winds is like the one you want to go off on. So I'll block with Backstab, but then CNC's not going to be online, so maybe I'll just block the damage and come in with with Scar. You know, I'm a little behind on life, but he's just blowing through cards with tempo, which is fine. I mean, he lost his breaking scale. I mean, this is just ridiculous how long this guy is taking. It's not fun. So it'll be 4 and 4, and I'll block 3. So I'll be down some life. So we got the Fluster Fist, just double checking. He will be able to hit me 3 more times, but I will block the dagger. I guess I could just block this out. Doesn't matter. We'll just block it out. Should dagger and Fluster Fist. So it's 5 down to 27. He'll be at 32, so I'm down to 5 life. The CNC. I mean, I'm down on life, but it's just this is 4 if it attacks, only 2 if it blocks. That's pretty straightforward. You just attack with it, you never block with it. He's probably thinking, oh, I'm so far ahead. I'll be laughing when I win. So with many of his D-reacts and stuff that he has in his hand, you know, he's gonna brick soon, and I'm gonna come back with a CNC on the turn that he bricks on. Alright, here we go. Let's see what we do this round. Not a great hand. Not a great hand. I am likely going to take the second dagger and try to block his next attack. This is typically how I use Crown. Try to use it on a turn. So he's got like, maybe he's got Razor, probably not, but if he does, that's really bad. I don't really want to go up to 7. Do you want to play the CNC? I mean, I can choose 2 block. Kind of want to keep the CNC. 2 block, sink the CNC, see what I get. Probably sink the CNC from Arsenal. Now we're cooking with fire. So he's playing Reinforce the Line and D-Reacts, so it could be either one in Arsenal. If it's a reinforce the line, I mean, I should just isolate and see where it goes from there, right? Because if he plays the D react from Arsenal, then Death Touch is better. I can shred it because I can shred that. Why would he pay one? CNC. Sweet. Finally. Finally a win. And a 4 block. So we're getting closer. And I have a one of the best 1 card hands in the game right here. So I can block with my entire hand. These daggers add up. Be like water. So I'm most inclined to just block 3. If he's got a razor, I can sink. He's got ancestral. Can sink. I mean, probably block out with 1 more of these. Come in with tunic and shred if he blocks, then just keep my sink in arsenal. He had the natural line. So that's where you have it descending into a bonds. With another red fluster fist. So let's just block it out. So the reason why I'm gonna play this and then sink this is sometimes maybe get like a codex or something you actually don't want to block with. In this case, E-strike is fine. So played 1 react. Seen 2 shakedowns, 2 surgicals. I got a CNC on the bottom, no codexes, so. And no leave no witnesses, which is not great. So I definitely want to get that tunic back on 3. Otherwise my codexes don't do a lot. It's easy choice, just frailty. Stops mass trigger basically. So great hand. So why would he take that damage? So kind of a tough choice here because if I block this, then there's a really good chance that if he's got the natural line with descending and bonds, that I will not be able to stop the mask of momentum because I'm going to keep these two cards basically no matter what happens the rest of this hand. If I let this hit, then I can stop the mass trigger, but then I'm basically for sure giving him this hand. But I tend to land on the side of like force him to have it, force him to have the cards. Um, so it looks like he's got it. So I'm going to take a lot of damage. He's going to try to disarm me, silly guy. So I give him mass trigger and I lose my hero ability. Sure, let's just go to bed. It'll be all the sweeter when I win. The thing is, I only got like one shakedown left, which is like, and I still got black text, so. Need to sync from Arsenal. Oh, not bad. Got an Art of War. Not bad at all. So just block with my whole hand and plunder the poor. Backstab blue does nothing. Ooh, gotta draw all my D-Rex together. God, this guy's deck's annoying though. Double strikes. Got another bonds. He's still got one red, one yellow bonds. I really like this setup because like having a yellow shred means that I'm like one life away. It's a good case to be made for flicking right here. But it's too late. Ugh. God, this is like the worst draws in the world. Like I have 5 D-Reacts in the last 20 cards. Awesome. So I do need to make sure I take 4 damage. Exactly. I guess it doesn't matter. E-strike. Block, block. Or power buff. This is excellent. Unless he's got a razor. So I'm taking 10. So I need a block 5, which is perfect. That's exactly how much I want to block. He's gonna go again. So I'm definitely flicking. Dude, I'm so pissed at this guy. Of course he's got the razor. He just wanted to make sure I didn't have a D-react first. That's how it works. I it's gonna be a blue. I guarantee it. Just that kind of game. Oh, it's red. I'm gonna make this really awkward for him. I mean, he's just got to block with mask and one other thing, but I gotta block two Kodachis. Sucks. Just need to have one attack. It's likely going to be the... I don't need flick knives anymore. I gotta leave no witness and shred. I can't block all this. This is so dumb. This is so dumb. This game over. Just like this guy's draws are fucking insane. I mean, he's probably got this game. If he's got an attack, I'm dead. But, you know, never know. You never know. Having those rabbles is not making this match easier. I think I need to get back to 2 more reacts of some sort. 3 blocks or something. I'm so close to just conceding. Like, dude, just play the game. Hope it's like 3D reacts.